Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Running the Bases podcast. I am your host, Michael Garaffa, alongside Marco Peralta, Ryan Blank, and Nick Nath. We are so excited to be here and ready to make our postseason predictions for the 2020 fall of baseball. This is going to be amazing. This show has so many things. We are going to be covering the AL wild card, NL wild card, the DS, the CS, the World Series, you name it. We're covering it right here tonight, right now. And this is going to be an exciting beginning to the postseason for Major League Baseball and for the show. So let's get right into it here. This is going to be a really great fall. But after the postseason, we are going to be doing even more amazing things. So make sure that if you enjoy the content you're seeing here in this postseason, to keep up, because we are going to be having an amazing offseason as well afterwards. But you got to watch all the way through the postseason if you want to get there. So make sure you guys are staying tuned all the way throughout this October and for all of the things that we're going to be covering. Obviously, it's important to note before the show starts, we're not going to get into it in depth, and we will talk about it at another show. Sorry, Ryan, but Alex Gordon officially announced his retirement in this week. He played his last game with the Royals yesterday. Obviously, it is important to note that he had such an amazing career, and it's important to mention it. So, congratulations.
I'm just going to say one quick thing about it. I'm going to say a piece of me died yesterday because Alex Gordon's been my favorite athlete since he came up to the majors. Favorite athlete ever. And it sucks that I don't get to see number 4 take a left field for the Royals next year. And I'll say it. I spent some money and I got a Gordon gold jersey from Fanatics because I needed to.
Good. I'm glad you're finally dipping in the big bucks. But this is going to be a really a long and exciting show talking about these predictions, and we're going to start it right off with the wild card series. These games will start tomorrow and Wednesday, and boy, oh boy, are the matchups close. I mean, I went through and I gave rankings to every single team. I went in and I don't know how detailed you guys went, but I went player by player, gave them a ranking from -5 to 5 based on their OPS and their WHIP, and then gave their team an overall ranking for that. And the team that had the higher ranking would win the series and move on. And that is how I determined my postseason predictions. I have not told anybody, not a single soul, nobody, who I have winning the World Series, and I think it is going to be a really, really exciting show because I've got a big bunch of surprises that I think I'm going to get a lot of heat for, but that's all right. I'm excited for it. I did the research, and I can back it up for you. So starting it off, the wild card series. The first one we are covering is the Houston Astros and the Minnesota Twins, and this series is, I will say right here, one of only 3 series that I think will be a 2-0 sweep, and I think that is going to be in favor of the Twins. The Twins have the offense of the lifetime. Their offense is going to carry them throughout the postseason. The Astros, if they have a chance, they're going to need to rely on that starting pitching. But starting it off right here, the Astros and the Twins, the two top teams of the Twins, the top team of this year, and the Astros top team of years past. Twins are hoping to get to that World Series and win it all, and I think they're going to start it off with a win over the Astros. We're going to go Marco, Ryan, Nick. Let's hear it, boys.
Okay, so this is a really, really easy pick for me. Like you're saying, Michael, I'm going to go 2-0 with the Twins on this one. You know, the Astros are just not playing. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs, to be honest. They played not really, really good baseball, in my opinion, but it's because of this extended playoffs that they're in it. You know, for example, Jose Altuve, he barely hit over the Mendoza line. He barely hit 219, you know. So it just goes to show that when you're not cheating, you can't really play baseball, you know. So I'm gonna go with the Twins. That division was such a race, man, until the last game of the season. There was talks that Chicago was gonna win it. There was talks that the Indians were gonna win it. Finally, the Twins won it. So this division has so much talent and potential. That we see maybe a ALCS team play for the World Series. So I'm going to go with the Twins on this one, 2-0 against the Astros. It's pretty simple for me.
My bad. I'm sorry for that late pause. I'm used to Nick going before me. I'm sorry.
That's true, yeah.
But for the series, it's an easy pick. The Twins in 2. Easy. This Astros team has been exposed because it shows how much cheating really helped them. And they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. I agree with you, Marco. They played sub 500 ball. And it's honestly been awful. They looked terrible. And I know the loss of Verlander has affected them, but their offense has not looked good. Altuve has been awful, and it proves that cheating won him that MVP. It proves it. I don't think there's an argument against it after the horrible year he's had at the plate. But this Twins team, the pitching has been good with Maeda and Berrios, who's really gotten it around, who's turned it around and gotten so much better, and they've got the offense. So the Twins, easy.
I mean, Twins are clearly the better team on paper. The Astros have been probably the most disappointing team of the season, along with the Reds for me. I thought the Reds were gonna be a lot better this year. But I'm gonna take Twins in 3, actually. I think Houston seals the game, possibly even game 1. I don't know. I just feel like they're not gonna go out without a fight. I just can't see that young core with like Bregman, Altuve, Carrera, Springer, just giving up that easily. So I'll give the Astros a game, but yeah, Twins for the rest of the way. Twins are probably one of the best pure hitting teams in this postseason, so they'll take the series. But I'll say in 3.
All right, bold predictions right off the bat, and I mean it's hard to not go for the Twins there. If the Astros were to win that, it'll be a big surprise. It's also important to note that each week when we go on, we will be recapping what has happened in the last week and somewhat updating our predictions for the upcoming series. We are lucky, being a Sunday show, that we are going to have the luxury of, for I believe the next 3 podcasts, it will be the day after the series are all over. So we will have that time between series to make predictions for the upcoming one and recap the previous one, which is great. Couldn't have worked out any better. And I think that's going to be really exciting and gives us a nice little opportunity for that there. So obviously make sure you're tuning back every week to see how our predictions played out and to see what we're going to be thinking for the upcoming series. That leads us into the White Sox Athletics series. This series is the closest series, in my opinion, in the American League out of the 4. Out of the 4 series we have here, I think this one is the closest matchup. I did the numbers, and this might not my numbers were ranging really anywhere. The lowest team had 34 total points. The highest team had 70 points. I'm not going to disclose who those 2 teams were, but this matchup was only separated by 6 points, which in the AL side for me was the closest. I've got the White Sox winning this series, and I think they're going to take it in 3. Even though they have been very cold lately, the Athletics have lost Matt Chapman. Their pitching has not been very good recently, and it has worried me a little bit. Yes, they've been able to win, but you also have to keep in mind that the Athletics have been playing in a division that is not very difficult to win in.
Are you kidding me? Hold on. Timeout.
What?
The White Sox got 9 of their wins against the Royals. They faced the Tigers. They faced the Pirates. I completely disagree.
The Twins and
and then hold
Indians.
on. I'm going to go into this. Pitching, okay. Sean Manaea has turned it around in his last 7 games, gone from a high 5 ERA to a higher 2. That's terrific. 4-1, 2.77 ERA. Mike Fiers has turned it around. They have a terrific bullpen. Jake Diekman, 1 run over the entire season. Their bullpen is great. And what makes a great team is their bullpen in the playoffs. And that's what they have is a great bullpen. The reason the Royals were so successful in 14 and 15 was because they had a terrific bullpen. They had the 3-headed monster. They had all those guys. A great bullpen is what gets you deep into the playoffs because you need starting pitching to get you there. The bullpen seals those games.
A's don't have the bullpen. I'm sorry. Can't live on Liam Hendricks alone. You can't. I did the numbers. Not a single. There are only 2 players. There's only 2 pitchers on my memory that had a whip under 1.3 in that bullpen. And that is unacceptable. The Athletics are playing in the only division in baseball that has 4 teams in it that are sub 500. The Astros, the Mariners, the Angels, the Rangers. And they have to play the NL West, where, yes, they play the Dodgers, but they play the Giants, the Padres, and the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. They had a very easy path to the postseason with the Astros not playing well, and they are not hitting the way they need to be. And I think that it is going to hurt them. The White Sox have had some huge games against the Twins and the Indians. Yes, they've struggled recently, but they also had to go up against the four-headed monster that's the NL Central. 4 NL Central teams made the playoffs, 4 of them. And the White Sox had to play them all year long. This is going to be big. I know all of you, we're ready. This is exciting. This is why I was ready for this show, because this is going to be fun. We're only on the second series, but I've got the White Sox in 3.
Hold on. You just said they don't have the bullpen?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Have you seen the
They
White
have
Sox?
4 guys with a sub-2 ERA.
ERA doesn't matter. WHIP is what matters. WHIP is what matters. WHIP is what determines it.
Oh, come on, Michael.
The White Sox have 2 relievers with a sub-1 WHIP. There's like 10 players in baseball with sub-1 WHIPs, and the White Sox have 2 relievers with sub-1 WHIPs. The math is there. The White Sox have a better bullpen than the Athletics. That'll go to town on you, and their lineup is better, and they have a better rotation.
A better overall rotation? Yeah. You're joking. Giolito and Keuchel. Who else? Who else do the Athletics have other than Sean Manaea? They have Sean Manaea, Luzardo. They have Bassett, who has a 2.29 ERA this year. Mike Fiers is solid. What is your argument here, man?
I'm
taking out my earbuds. I can't listen to this. Marco, please take over.
Marco,
well, my bad.
We've been going at it for about 4 minutes. Let's hear it, boys.
This was a tough division. Wild card series to grade.
Absolutely.
Because divisions, like, we knew how basically this season that less travel, well, obviously not less travel, but like less long distance travel. So a lot of the teams stayed in where they're located specifically. So I get your point. Michael, of how basically the White Sox did play a lot of NL Central teams who did play really good baseball. But at the same time, the Athletics did the same thing. They
didn't have to play as many.
But still, man, you gotta see.
They had to play the best team in baseball, Michael.
They played the best team in baseball, the second best team in baseball, and the Padres. Those 2 teams were tough on them, and it was just crazy to watch for both teams, But I'm gonna go with the A's on this one in 3 games. I'm gonna go with 3 games. It would have been a swept if Matt Chapman was on the squad.
I agree.
Yeah, but I'm going with the A's in 3 games. Because I just think that they're in the right momentum. I think they have a little bit more breathing room when it comes to their division because they did win it by, I don't want to say quite a landslide, but they got some time to think about, okay, how do we approach this postseason? How do we do this? How do we do that? What do we put on the mound for game 1 and game 2 and game 3 if we go to 3 games? What line do we do? What kind of movements should we be doing since we don't have Matt Chapman on the team? So I think they have had more time to analyze how to attack this situation. The Chicago White Sox, they've been on a slump so far. They had the chance to win their division, but they went from number 1 to number 3. So they're not playing really good offense right now. So that's something you got to see, because I was working the Indians game against the White Sox, and the Indians were playing like if the White Sox were the regular White Sox that we knew before the season. So they're just not in the right momentum. The White Sox are supposed to be entering this postseason. What do we say in baseball? The hottest team at the end is usually the team that wins. The White Sox are not hot right now. They're just not. They're not hot. So I'm going to go with the A's on this one in 3 games. They might sneak a game in the series with Tim Anderson playing really, really good baseball at the plate. But besides that, the A's take this in 3 games.
And I think it's before you, Ryan, because I know you're gonna hit hard. I know you. Yes. Like I said, I did it all on the numbers, and the numbers for the entire season overall leads me to believe the White Sox. And I didn't keep. I would have gone based strictly off of the A's are hot and the White Sox aren't.
I'll say this really, really quick.
What?
You can't trust the numbers in baseball.
Oh, I know.
Because it's the postseason.
I know.
The postseason is a different monster. And also, who has been projected to win the World Series the past 4 or 5 years? And we have zero. Don't trust the numbers. Postseason is a different monster. And you know that.
I do. I am a numbers
Michael, are you
guy.
ready for me to go?
I am.
You ready?
I am. I am a numbers guy, though. I was called Mikey Stats.
I
in high
love
school.
Here we
numbers
go.
too.
Here
I
we
love,
go.
like I said, I love home runs. I love power. I love also as well big strikeouts. But what happened in 2017 with Cody Bellinger? He had the home run rookie title of home runs, and he didn't hit nothing. He hit garbage in the World Series. Yeah. Don't trust the numbers. Go ahead, Ryan.
Here we go. Ace.
Let's run the base.
Let's go through this. Their starting rotation has some great pieces. Sean Manaea, who's really turned it around. Chris Bassett, Mike Fiers. Those guys have been pitching really nicely so far. Montas he's struggled, but I think he can turn it around. Let's get into that bullpen that you say is not that good, which is a joke. Liam Hendricks, J.B. Weldonkin, Joaquim Soria, Yusmero Petit, Jake Diekman. Those 5 all have ERAs sub 3. 4 of those guys have ERAs sub 2. How is that not a good bullpen? How? Yeah. Oh, wait, you're quiet because you can't answer that. They have a very good bullpen. They have a very good bullpen. And let me say this. White Sox, I think, are overrated. I'm going to say it because here's the thing. Looking at it, the White Sox, how many games did they win this year, Michael? Just please be honest with yourself here.
34, I believe.
35.
35. It was at 34 or 35, which is more than the Athletics.
35, okay?
Okay.
18 came against the Royals and Tigers. And against the NL Central, they went 10-10, and a handful of those games came from the Pirates. What do you have to say to that? You're now quiet because you did not look at those stats.
Pull up the stats with the A's against the A's against their division. Pull them up,
buddy. Come on. You have to realize the White Sox relied on the weakest links in their division and the NL Central to get their wins. And I don't think their bullpen's that good. They got Alex Colomé. Who else?
Oh, there was
Yep.
Wait,
yep,
hold up. But they got 2 players with WHIP under 1. I'm just kidding. Right?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to go against you.
I'm so sorry. Michael, it's time to wake up and smell the coffee.
Can I go?
In a minute.
Yeah, Nick hasn't even.
It's time to wake up and smell the coffee, Michael.
This is barely the second series, bro.
To win this series. Even without Matt Chapman, Jake Lamb has actually not looked bad for them. A's win this series in 2.
Oh. All right. Bold. Let's hear Nick.
Yeah, so I'll keep it short and sweet. Because unlike some of us, I respect your time. God. No, but for real.
Gosh, Nick, I was burying him with facts, and I buried him.
You did. You took too long.
Facts. Go ahead, Nick.
I'm going to go back to what Marco said. He brought up a great point on how the White Sox really didn't finish the season well at all. Like they went from first to third. They went 2-8 in their past 10 games. And with their MVP candidate, Jose Abreu, batting 170 in their last 5 games. I don't know, man. This is really a toss-up. And I wish Matt Chapman was playing because it'd be so much easier.
Exactly.
But I'm going to Athletics in 2.
Okay. Respectable. All right, let's move on to a less controversial series. We have the Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays, the NL East number 1 and 3. Well, no, it was number 1. Yeah, no, number 1 and 3. I forgot the Blue Jays weren't number 2. The Yankees finished well. The Rays here, they have the upper hand. I mean, they have the bullpen of a lifetime, best bullpen in baseball. No question about that. The Blue Jays have an amazing offense, but I just don't see the Rays losing this series. I have the Rays taking it in 3 games. I think it's going to be a close series, but I've got the Rays on it.
Okay. All right. I have the Rays as well, but do not underestimate Captain Kirk.
Oh, yeah, no.
That guy went on a tear in his MLB debut. 4 for 4, and he almost hit a cycle. That is a secret weapon that you could use in any lineup. Why? Because you're bringing him so late in the season, and he went off. Pitchers are not going to know how to pitch to him until a couple more games. So I think they bring him at the right time to make some type of damage. Maybe win the series? I don't think so. But mark my words, if the Blue Jays win this series and Captain Kirk actually does something big to help the Blue Jays, I wouldn't be shocked. If not, I'm taking the Rays in 2 games.
Okay.
And also, Biggio, Bo Bichette, Vladdy, they all can hit the ball well.
Hey, Oscar.
That's 4 or 5 big bats in the lineup that could definitely hit the bullpen pretty hard. Like I said, numbers are awesome to look at. But once the postseason, baby, it's a whole different monster.
Absolutely. All right, Ryan, let's keep it nice and shorter.
Oh, no, this is going to be nice and sweet because I'm not dealing with idiotic statements.
I got you, man.
You still manage to keep it long.
I was like,
Raising this. Can you let me speak here, please?
Did I say something, or I'm just asking?
Okay, Rays are going to take this series. This pitching staff, both in the bullpen and starting rotation, is dominant. And even at the plate, they get guys on base and they bring them around. They use a lot of small ball, and it reminds me of the Royals because that's how they won games in 2014-15. I really like this Rays team. I think they're going to win it in 2 games. And also, they have the experience. The Blue Jays are a very young team. They don't have the experience, but they have a terrific, bright future. And I think this playoff appearance is going to do wonders for them. But I think they're just too young, and they don't have the firepower to compete with them. So I'm going to take the Rays in 2.
Yeah, like Ryan said, the Blue Jays are primed for an amazing future, along with our teams. They're one of the great farm systems. We've already seen some of their young prospects come up and be big factors already. But Matt Shoemaker, Game 1, are you serious? Against Blake, it's not going to be close. This is 2-0 Rays. Why isn't Ryu starting Game 1? I guess he's starting Game 2, but it'll be over at that point.
All right. Well, I think we all agree on that one. Finally, we all agree.
But I did say
on the 1-8 seed. Great.
But I did say if they do win the series, it'll be a shock of a lifetime for me.
Oh,
I do expect the Rays to win.
That's good. See, well, we still got it.
There you go.
So that brings us over to the Yankees and Indians, the last American League wild card series. Look, the Indians have been hot recently, but so have the Yankees. I think it'll go 3 games, but I think the Yankees are taking this series in 3. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a good series and an exciting one, but I think the Yankees are going to take it in 3.
Cleveland in 3, baby. Why? Shane Bieber and Zach Plesac. That's 2 pitchers that the Yankees need to defeat. How much are the Yankees the last 10 games? 4 for 6.
Garrett Cole in the playoffs, and he's not at Yankee Stadium.
Good point. So
I'm going with Shane
Bieber
and Brad Hand.
Indians,
and Brad Hand, let me say this real quick. Brad Hand, one of the best relievers in baseball today.
Fact.
So now imagine Shane Bieber going 7 innings, strong pitching. Hey, you know what? Let's bring Brad Hand and let's shut out this game. So I'm going with the Indians in 3.
I'm taking the Yankees in 3. Okay. I'm going to say something. The one thing that I think a team can do very well against Shane Bieber is get his pitch count up. because he strikes out a lot of guys. And I think that is exactly what the Yankees are going to do, where I don't think he'll be able to go 7 innings.
Yankees are aggressive.
I still think that this is a team. They have to learn to be patient against a guy like Shane Bieber. They got to get his pitch count up. Otherwise, if he can be very consistent with being with his pitches and has a low pitch count, he could go the distance. That's how scary he is. They got to work the counts better. But Garrett Cole in the playoffs, last year he's a beast, and I think he's going to return to that form. Masahiro Tanaka always shows up in the playoffs, so I think he's going to be good. And that lineup's insane. They got Luke Voigt, DJ LeMahieu, Stanton, Judge, Glaber. This lineup is dangerous 1 through 9. I don't know where there's a full-on weak spot in that lineup. I'm taking the Yankees.
Gary Sanchez.
Can
Sanchez is weak.
Can I just say something really quick on what Ryan was
I won't
saying about
interrupt
the Shane Bieber? Like, I respect what he's trying to say on getting his pitch count up. But Shane Bieber has the fourth most innings pitched in the major leagues, with 77 and 1/3 innings pitched this entire season. So he can go the distance.
Yeah.
You know, so he has the talent. He's just so good.
Here's my thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you want him to go the full distance if you're close in game 3 and you need an elite pitcher to go in and throw?
He's not pitching on 1 day rest.
He's winning on
No.
one day.
What if he comes in out of the bullpen?
No,
He's not going to do
That's
it.
possible.
No, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that.
Possible.
He's not Corey Kluber. That's not possible. Or Madison Bumgarner.
Let's think about
I was
it.
saying
Think
Madison
about it.
Bumgarner.
It's possible.
It's
And that's
possible.
exactly where it's
but
coming from is Madison Bumgarner.
He will not.
That's true. You have experience.
He will not.
I'm saying,
He will not
I'm not
do
saying
it
that it'll
because
full on
it's a
happen,
wild
but
card.
there's a possibility. But if it's game 3, there's no guarantees.
You could do this. Like, I could imagine the Indians not having played game 1, saving for game 3. I see that happening.
Yeah.
You know, because of the fact that, you know what, we'll risk game 1, get Zach Plesac game 2, Shane Bieber game 3, shut this series down.
Did they name a starter for tomorrow?
Huh?
Did they name a starter for tomorrow?
I don't think
Yeah, they named
have.
Bieber for tomorrow. It's
Okay, they
Bieber
did.
Cole game 1.
Okay, that's gonna be a big toss-up, but it will be a big toss-up if Cole is the beast he is known to be in the postseason. That's what's going to be so good for it. So just gotta remember, Shane Bieber has been amazing. An ERA of under 2. Most
I'm not taking
wins.
anything away from Bieber. Bieber's been insane this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know you're
He
not.
has a case to win Cy Young and AL MVP.
He is winning
Yeah.
Cy Young.
No, he is winning the Cy Young for sure, man. But like, he's just so good, man. He's such an adaptable pitcher, and wasn't a big name pitcher this year. Well, I mean, in the past, because we have Clevenger, we had also Corey Kluber, and also we had Trevor Bauer. Shane Bieber was no one that no one was talking about back in the day. But now they're like, oh, dang, this guy is really, really good. We didn't expect him to be this good.
Yeah.
You know, so this is a dominant pitcher that is going to make something happen against the Yankees. So
All right.
I'm just saying.
No, Nick still again getting the last straw, but we know you'll clean it up nicely. So it's up to you. You're
I'm
closer.
gonna say Indians in 2. If Bieber could pitch every game, Yankees in 3. There's no. The Yankees are just getting healthier. Luke Voigt led the league in homers this year. Like, did you think he would be the lead leader in homers? I didn't. I thought it'd be like Judge or Stanton or Glaber, even my MVP pick. But no, this lineup, like Ryan said, is dangerous everywhere. The Indians will win game 1. I do think Bieber will do very well. The soon-to-be Cy Young, but I do think Yankees take games 2 and 3. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So 3 of us have the Yankees taking that series. On to the NL side. And now we have, for me, the closest series I have on paper in the entire postseason right here is the Reds and the Braves. The Braves starting pitching is a big weak spot. The Reds offense has not been able to do well enough to get them to where they wanted to be this year. The question was, who is going to out pitch the other? That is the Cincinnati Reds. They are winning this series in 3 games over the Braves because they have Trevor Bauer game 1. They will have probably Luis Castillo or Sonny Gray game 2. You win game 1. I don't know. There's no way you lose both of Gray and Castillo. It's a close series, but that starting pitching is going to hopefully for them shut down the Braves' powerhouse offense.
I agree with you, Michael. I'm going with the Reds in 3 games because they have that 1-2-3 punch that many teams don't have. You got Trevor Bauer and El Cy Young this year. You got Luis Castillo and Sonny Gray that he was just phenomenal in the first half of the season. Second season, but he can still pitch.
Yes.
If he goes back to his form in the first half of the season, watch out for the Reds to make him push this offseason.
This is the only series that all you need is 2 or 3. You only need 2 pitchers. That's all you need. And that's going to be what wins these series. And that is why I think the Reds got it. Ryan, it's up to you.
Excuse me. I have the Reds. They have a terrific trio going into this. They have Castillo, Sonny Gray, and Bauer. And I think for the Braves, this is where the loss of Michael Soroka is really going to happen.
Absolutely.
They've got Max Fried back, which is huge. He's been their ace. But is he going to be 100% coming off an injury? There's always that worry as well. I really like this Reds team. A terrific lineup, terrific starting rotation, and that bullpen has just gotten better since the acquisition of Archie Bradley. I really like the Reds. I think this is a team that's going to make a run. It's nothing against the Braves. Braves have a terrific offense. It's just the pitching is what's going to be their demise.
Yeah.
The Reds, to me, have been the biggest disappointment for me. I thought they were going to have a shot at the NL Central. Well, shout out to that division. They have 4 of them are in the playoffs now, but
they have 4.
I can't pick the Reds. They would just disappoint me again. They're going to disappoint all 3 of you because I'm taking Braves in 3. I understand the Braves pitching is not playoff worthy. Let's put it that way. I agree that Cincinnati is the heavy favorite when it comes to pitching. But I'm taking my NL MVP, Freddie Freeman. I'm taking Ronald Acuna. I'm taking Ozuna. I'm taking those guys to carry my offense and win me 3. I'll say Braves in 3. Braves in 3.
All right. I respect it. That it is, regardless, it's going to be a phenomenal series. And I think that's going to be the important thing to watch. That brings us over to the Marlins and the Cubs. And this series is another one that I think is very, very underrated, a very close series. I'm going big here. I'm going Marlins in 3. I know that it might seem surprising, but that lineup is very underrated. They have a very underrated pitching staff. People just didn't look at the Marlins this year because they're the Marlins. Pablo Lopez had one of the best years out of starting pitchers in the National League. And then they have Sandy Alcantara game 2. That is a 1-2 punch that could win you a series. It's going to be an impressive series for the Marlins, and I think they take it over the Cubs.
I'm going to go with the Cubs on this one because, as I said in the beginning, a lot of these teams don't deserve to be in the playoffs, and I think the Marlins are just one of those teams that don't deserve it, because, yes, they probably finished in a good record in a 60-game season, but if it was a 162-game season, they would not be in the playoffs at all. I'm sorry, Michael. I kind of don't – I got to give them credit because their name was kind of relevant this season, but I just can't. I just can't pick the Marlins in this series. For me, it's a landslide. Obviously, it's a 3-game series, so I'm going to go with the sweep by the Cubs, and obviously a guaranteed first win when you have Yu Darvish on the mound, so I'm going to go with the Cubs on this one, and I really think that game 2 is going to be just a landslide. You might see some players that aren't really meant for the postseason to make something and get more at bats in game 2 because I just think it's going to be just a simple sweep.
Yeah, as much as I want to pick the Marlins because I really like the Marlins, their story is incredible. I think Don Mattingly should win NL Manager of the Year. I can't pick them. I got to go with the Cubs here. I think it's because they've got Kyle Hendricks, they've got Yu Darvish, they've got John Lester. And those latter 2, they have experience in the playoffs. This team has the experience. They've won a World Series. They have that leadership and that experience in the playoffs. Marlins don't have that. And I think that's going to really hurt them. And also, I think Rizzo, I think Schwarber, Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, I think that lineup is just going to be too much for the Marlins. I think they will push it to 3 games. But I think in the end, the Cubs are going to take it. So I'm sorry, but the Cubs got this one.
Well, this is a very interesting series. Like Mike said before, the Marlins have had a great story this year. They shouldn't be in the playoffs, but somehow they made it. They willed their way after the big COVID outbreak, but they're here. They're here to play. The Cubs, for me, that hitting is not it. Ian Happ is their leading hitter in batting average. However, they do have a Cy Young candidate in Yu Darvish, who I think will win Game 1 for them, and I had to have the Cubs in 3. You just have to think that at some point, Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, Baez, Schwarber find their bat in the playoffs, and I got to ride with the Cubs this one.
You never know. That is the luxury of the postseason, like Marco said. You never know. These guys, Baez, I didn't know Baez is hitting under 200 this year.
That's why I think he's just due for a big playoffs.
So we'll see. We'll see. That'll be definitely a really good series. The next one here, we have the Cardinals and the Padres. The Cardinals, who got themselves in as one of the 4 NL Central teams. They have one of the best bullpens in baseball, but I do not think it will hold up to the Padres and their amazing team. I think the Padres have the starting staff. I think the Padres have the offense to take it in 2 games.
I'm going to go with the Padres in 3, actually, because of that bullpen you're saying, Michael. I think they have enough to maybe sneak out 1 game for the Padres, but they got 2 NL MVP candidates in their lineup.
Yeah.
You got Fernando Tatis Jr., and you have Manny Machado, who I think is going to win the NL MVP. You know, he just had that big push for the Padres at the end, in my opinion. So I think that maybe that bullpen from the Cardinals might sneak 1 game from them. I'm going Padres in 3.
This is a tough series because I think there's a lot of historical context, because the only NL team that the Padres have ever lost to in the playoffs is the Cardinals. And I think that's a great storyline going into it. But there are some worries with the Padres because they are without their top pitcher, Mike Clevenger. They're without.
No, he will be. He will be starting. They said it. I saw a story yesterday. Mike Clevenger will start in the wild card series.
Ooh, I don't like it. I don't like that. I think they're rushing him, which I think is going to put him at. That also worries me more. Even not 100% further injury. That's not healthy either. So
he'll be starting in the series as well.
There's worries with those guys not being fully healthy. But yes. I think that offense with Tatis, Machado, Hosmer, who's a beast in the playoffs, I know.
And has been doing really well this year.
Trey Grisham, Will Myers. They've got some great pieces. That trade deadline was terrific by them. But I will say this. This team is going to have to take it 3 games, but they're going to win this series and move on. I really like the Padres. And it's because of – it may be Dom just fueling this into me, even though I don't think it is, because I like this Padres
He just said me, I'm going to open it. I wonder what he said.
But I really think that this Padres team is going to move on and is going to go to the NLDS. But I will say this. You know, the Padres are kind of the Kansas City Padres. They've got a lot of former Royals. Just want to say that. So I am rooting for them.
Yes, he's watching the show right now. So that is why he is giving us these little tidbits. But look, you can't go against it. Dom just commented nothing has been confirmed on Clevenger, but they remain optimistic. I did see a story last night that said they anticipate Clevenger to pitch. So I was including that in there.
Well,
but that brings us.
I still don't like that.
Yeah.
If anything, they should wait. They should wait until the divisional series against the Dodgers.
Exactly.
Really,
that's the thing. Like I said, Michael, I think they're going to win this series in 3 games. You just have to play 2 of your great pitchers when you have Chris Paddock and Lament. And play whatever pitcher if there's a game 3 or game 2, whatever. But when you have Paddock and Lament, it's hard to not win the game because they're just terrific pitchers. You know that I don't know their stats right now. Dominic, if you're still watching, can you please tell me the stats for Paddock and Lament of how good they were at home. You know,
Paddock,
so
at home.
or like in general. My bad. In general,
Paddock
they
struggled.
no, he's still dominant. He's still
Oh,
a
yeah.
great pitcher. You
I
know,
agree.
so this is.
We'll
I
see.
think it's going to be a. It's got to be the Padres.
Yeah, I agree. And if anybody disagrees with Dodgers in 2, say aye.
I just want to say Padres.
Oh,
Oh my God, I'm sorry, Marco. Marco got in there.
my bad, Nick. I'm sorry. I love you, bro.
I just wanted to say, yeah, Padres. I'll give them 3 games. Like we said before, we knew this going into the trade deadline that they're in a win now mode because of how aggressive. Like they were the most aggressive team at the deadline, you could argue. You know, and they went out and got these players for a reason, so they could win the wild card series, and so they can have perhaps a deep playoff run. You got to go Padres in 3. St. Louis has also been kind of disappointing, underwhelming-ish. And I just don't see that same firepower that I've seen from past St. Louis teams. And like Dom's commenting now, Paddock has dominated every other start. So we got to look forward to that in that series.
Every other start. So last one was bad.
His last.
So the other one is
Dom
going to
did
be
say this
dominant.
last night. No, he was bad in his last start, so he's going to dominate this start.
Exactly.
Marco
That
just
last
said.
night.
Let me
Marco
finish,
just said
Ryan.
that. Good God.
Hey, I'm sorry.
I love you.
Patient.
All right. So, like I was saying, does anyone disagree with Dodgers in 2? Anyone?
Just
No?
scratching my head. I'm just scratching my head.
Okay.
Dodgers in 2. But I will say this. I have one quick note.
No.
I'm excited to. No, I have a quick note.
Fine.
The 2 frontrunners for MVP last year in the NL are going toe to toe after having tough and struggled this season.
There you go.
I'm excited to see them try to one up each other this series and take it to the next level. I'm excited for that.
Yes, I agree. And I'm going to point out that is Mr. who wants to keep it at 1 hour or long or shorter is pushing the show long. He's not having it. He ain't having it today. That brings us over to the DS. And fortunately for these upcoming series, we have already talked about the team, so it's we're going to not have to spend as much time on it. It's more about the matchups. The very first series in the NLDS would then be between, for my lineup, well, for the way I have it, the Reds and the Marlins, which are actually the 2 underdogs in that series and the 2 lower seeds. So for me, I have the Reds and Marlins. In this 5-game series, Marlins in 5. I've got the Marlins beating the Reds in 5 if they go there. I know it is crazy, but their offense is better than the Reds' offense, and don't sleep on that Reds.
This is Mets 2.0. This is Mets 2.0. Oh my gosh, no, Mets 2.0.
You have to see the Marlins bullpen stats. Their bullpen stats are phenomenal. Bye, Ryan. Their bullpen stats are phenomenal. And this is a good team in the Reds, but I think what I was factoring in there is the Marlins are going to come off winning that first series and are going to be amped up. They're going to be so pumped, and they're going to just be riding on adrenaline. And I think that is going to help them. We all know that adrenaline and excitement can turn you in from being a okay team to a really good team, no matter who's on it. Big example are the Mets in 2015, a team that had nobody on it except for Yoenis Cespedes. They ran the wave all the way to the World Series when they shouldn't have even been there. That is what I'm tying in here with the Marlins, and that's why I think they win it in 5. Marco, you're on up.
I'm still trying to process how you have the Marlins in the – oh, my gosh.
I've got them in the National League Championship Series. You're right.
My numbers don't work. They just don't.
I don't.
The reason I had to pick the Marlins also was because I was going with my number system, and this would be the only time I would have had to break that.
Yeah.
In order to, I didn't want to break that, but I still do see the Marlins could take this in 5. Marco, it's your.
So going back to normalcy,
thank you.
Let's go with this. I have the Reds and the Cubs in the division series. So it's going to be an NL Central matchup. And what I got here, it doesn't sound as crazy as you, Michael, but I'm going with the Reds in 5.
Okay.
I'm going with the Reds in 5. You know,
If the
because
Cubs were to make it, I agree.
yeah. So I'm going with the Reds in 5 because for the wild card they're going to go Trevor Bauer, Luis Castillo, and maybe Sonny Gray if they go to 3 games. Reverse escalator, in my opinion. They're gonna start with Luis Castillo, or Sonny Gray, and move their way up and save the big pitchers for games 4 and 5. Does that make sense? So
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the Reds in 5 games against the Cubs.
Okay.
Michael.
Ryan, before you say something, I always get scared when you start nodding your head while I'm speaking. Because I think it's something about me, but I feel good when you say it's Michael. Oh, Michael.
But it always is. It's never about you. It's about me.
Yeah.
I have the Reds winning the series against the Cubs. I think this Reds team is just so good. They finished so strong, and this lineup will decimate the Cubs, in my opinion. I think that they'll take it in 4 games. I am that high on the Reds. I've been high on them all year. Yes, did I lose some faith? I did, but I'm high on this team. I really like this team, and I think they are going to beat the Cubs. I think that we're going to have some terrific pitching matchups, but overall, I take the starting rotation for the Reds over the Cubs.
I agree.
Also, they're both.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead.
No, you good?
I think he's finally good.
So in the bracket, I actually had the Braves in mind. So for me, it's Braves Cubs, and I know it's crazy that Michael had the Marlins going to the CS. So I'm gonna say that we all have the Cubs losing, and I have the Braves going to the NLCS. I just like in my matchup, it's Braves Cubs. So I'm just taking a more consistent Freddie Freeman, Ronald Acuna, more consistent lineup than what the Cubs put on this year. That because their lineup was depressing to look at. Like Mike, we mentioned earlier, you said Javi Baez wasn't even batting 200.
Yeah.
Like that just can't happen. Like you can't be in the playoffs with those types of numbers and be like your go-to like third hole hitter. So I have the Braves moving up.
I agree. That would be a good series with the Braves and the Cubs. Either way, it's going to be a fun series no matter what. It's going to be a fun postseason. Who cares? Doesn't matter who wins. It's fun. So then we've got, excuse me, it's always fun. That brings us over to the Padres Dodgers series. This is going to be, if this does match up, the emotions between the Padres and the Dodgers here. And I am going between the Dodgers and the Padres in this series in 4 games because of how good their pitching staff is. The Dodgers. 4 games, they beat the Padres. I got you all thinking I was going to go Padres.
My heart literally dropped. I'm like,
can I just say, hold on,
bro, man.
Just because of their pitching staff,
I was going.
the Dodgers are the best teams in
I
baseball.
said that to throw you off. I was kidding.
That really threw me off.
I knew you would. See? I knew you would. I had to throw you off a little.
You're wearing this shirt. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Exactly. See? I threw you all off. Dodgers are winning in 4 in that series.
Such a Michael move to pick the Padres over the Dodgers.
It is. That's why.
hey, I gotta go get my Mets shirt from my closet, bro.
Mets are getting here. No, you know what's gonna happen? The Brewers are going to get COVID, and the Mets are going to have to sub into the playoffs, and then they're going to win the World Series. That's what's going to really happen.
Imagine saying that your NLCS would be Dodgers Marlins.
Guys, I've said it. Hey, I've said it, and I'll say it again. Mets fans are as delusional as Dallas Cowboys fans.
That made Twitter.
That did. It made Twitter. It made Twitter. And it probably will make it again.
Probably.
All right. So I've got.
It probably won't. It will make Twitter once again.
All right. Go ahead, Marco.
I am gonna go obviously with my team, the Dodgers, in 4 games. I'm going 4 games because I just think that this team is just too good. Unless we have another NLDS of 2019 happening again. If we go to 5 games and the Padres, if that happens and we go to 5 games, I will be depressed. I will be sad once again. Losing in the NLDS 2 years straight will be the death of me. I'm
If
just
that
saying.
happens,
Against the
Dodgers
Padres.
are rebuild. If that happens, the Dodgers have to start rebuilding this offseason.
No, they got to get rid of Dave Roberts.
That's
what
true. Yes,
that's what they got to get rid of. If
Did
they
he
don't,
just sign an extension?
yeah,
I'll take him. I'll take him.
but
Give him to me.
or terminate
I'll
whatever
take
they
him.
want.
That's true. You can. But
You know,
yeah,
so I love and respect Dave Roberts. I met him before. A great humble guy. Such an awesome character in the clubhouse. But when you've been in this organization for so long, well, obviously not a long time, but you've been to the NLCS. You've been to the World Series 2 years straight. You lost in the NLDS the following year after your second trip to the World Series. If you lose it again against a Padres team, your division rival in the NLDS, you're gone. It's inexcusable. You're gone.
I'm going to say this. I don't think he'll be gone because of just the extension he just signed, but I get your frustration. I get your point.
Thank you,
Are
Ryan.
you done talking? Do you want me to move on, or do you have something to say? I don't want to cut you off.
Oh, I don't know if I said how many
Ryan?
games.
Wow.
I don't know if I said, but I just said Dodgers in 4 games. Yeah, Dodgers in 4. 3-1 Dodgers.
Personally, I'm not big on picking the amount of games, but since we've all been doing it, I'm going to take Dodgers in 4, and I think it's because this is the best team in baseball. This is where the Padres' injuries on their pitching staff is going to hurt them. Like, look at this team of Dodgers. That bullpen is insane. Great starting rotation. Best lineup in baseball. 2 MVPs in the outfield. This team can't be stopped. I don't know if you can stop
I will
this
say
team.
this really quick. I forgot about this, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If Fernando Tatis was not as a good baseball player this season, Corey Seager is the best shortstop in baseball. He's been on the tear carrying this team.
What
Besides
about Trevor Story?
This year, I agree. No, I agree.
It's got to be Corey Seager, man. It's got to be Corey
agree.
Seager. He has, I don't know, he almost led the league in home runs. I forgot how many he has. He went, I don't know if he ended at 15, but he had a little bit more than that. But still, like, if it wasn't for Fernando Tatis Jr., Corey Seager is the best shortstop in baseball.
I can see it. There's definitely a case for it. But I'm just going to go deeper into the playoffs. This team, the Padres, have an amazing future with so much control over some great players. I really like this team. Great future, especially with getting Clevenger, who has 2 more years of control. Very bright future for them. But this Dodgers team is that good. This Dodgers team is the best team in baseball. In a 60-game season, they won 40 games. Like, that's insane.
43, actually.
The Rays also did it.
You're fueling my point. That's why I'm so high on the Rays as well. I really think that this is the Dodgers' year. So Dodgers win this series in 4, but the future is extremely bright for San Diego.
Yeah, well, the fact that we're the only team that didn't lose more than 20 games, so just saying. That's impressive. It's impressive.
All right, Nick.
Yeah, you guys basically said everything needed to be said. San Diego is, wow, they had a remarkable season this year. I think they're like one of the more fun teams to watch. I don't know if that's because of Dom's story or if it's just how Fernando Tatis, but I think it's a combination of both. They will be so fun for years to come. They might run the NL West one day like the Dodgers do now, but for now, this, like Ryan and everyone else has said, this is the best team in baseball. There's absolutely no doubt about it. You have 2 MVPs in your lineup, and Mookie's a candidate for MVP this year as well, and Walker Buehler is going to be just scary thinking about it. Dodgers in 4, nothing else said.
Yeah, I agree. Very easy to pick the Dodgers there. If the Padres were to win that would be a shock. That brings us over to the ALDS. What's up?
Oh, I was just going to say, like, the starting rotation, when you got Clayton Kershaw and Walker Buehler, he's not having another best season, but that's good.
Dustin May is having a really good season.
If he strikes out Manny Machado like he did in the regular season twice, oh my gosh, I love that guy. That guy's dirty. That guy's dirty. And the only bad thing about the Dodgers this season is that we lost one of our key relievers in Caleb Ferguson, unfortunately, to Tommy John surgery. We still got Dylan Floro, and we still got Kenley Jansen, who have been playing really, really great, so. And I said it earlier, I think the Kenley Jansen's comeback player of the year. So it's just a great team all around, starting pitching-wise, relieving-wise, and closing pitching-wise.
What were you saying, Ryan?
Which series are we going over next? Just so I know.
We're going over. We're going to go over it the way I have it in the layout. I know MLB at bat has it a little differently. We're doing ALDS and then we're doing NLCS, ALCS.
Okay.
But I just got a wave of excitement over me because I realize we are now 13 hours away from the very first postseason game. That if that doesn't give you excitement, I don't know what does. We are so close, so close to baseball in the postseason.
I'm about
this
to
is
cry,
going to
bro.
be amazing. Dude, it's exciting. ALDS, let's go, bro. White Sox and the Twins. This is going to be a really good series. I was was I the only one who picked the White Sox to beat the Athletics? Or I don't remember. Nick, you didn't pick the White Sox, did you, to move on? No, okay. Okay, so I'm the only one with the White Sox going against the Twins here, which I actually think will be a really good offensive series. And obviously, you have to keep in consideration the White Sox, if they make it there, are coming off of a very big win against the A's, where you would hope that their offense woke up. So I think in an ALDS, I think that series goes 5, but I do think the Twins beat the White Sox there. I think they've got the better offense. I do think they have a better team, and I've got the Twins going to the ALCS.
Okay, so I'll go with mine. I have the Twins and the A's in my ALDS, and I'm going with the A's in it's 5 games, 5-game series. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all thrown off because it's the third series of the year.
Yeah, because the thing, like, you got to remember the wild card is 3 games and the division is 5 games and an ALCS is 7.
5, 7, 7. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's weird. So I'm going with the A's in 5 games. It's going to be a really, 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 really good series against the Twins, but I'm going to go with the A's on this one in 5 games.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This was an extremely tough decision for me, but I'm going to go the Twins, and the main reason is because Matt Chapman's out.
Yeah.
If Matt Chapman was healthy, I'm taking the A's to the ALCS. But since without Matt Chapman, it hurts, and that's where I think it's really going to hurt them, because the Twins have such a great offense where without Chapman, they just can't match the offense of the Twins. That's why. Otherwise, if he was healthy, easy, Athletics to the ALCS, but I can't.
So, like the two of you guys, I have Athletics Twins. I'm just not a huge fan of the Twins pitching staff. And I do agree, if Matt Chapman was here, it'd be such an easy pick. But I'm going Athletics. I'm going to go Athletics.
Wow.
Athletics are going to go to the CS. You know, they've been like such a, I don't know if consistency is even the right word. They just been, you know what you're going to get with the Athletics. You know, they have solid pitching. They've elite hitting, you know, and they find a way to win games in the end. I think they're the clutchest team in baseball this year. So you got to give it to them. Yeah, we might see a walk-off in this series too. So, yeah, give me A's in the CS.
Yeah, I mean, they're the king of the walk-offs. I mean, there's no question about it. But I would, if I had the Athletics, I would still struggle to pick anyone. To pick them over the Twins. I just think that the Twins do have a better team. The offense is definitely, in my mind, a better offense for the Twins than the A's. But again, as I've said, anything can happen in the postseason. Then that brings us to the other ALDS, which is the two. So for my ALDS, I have the two. They're both in the same division. I've got the White Sox Twins, AL Central, and then Yankees Rays, which is AL East. I believe we actually all have the Yankees and the Rays, but I have this series is really close, and another one going
Indians.
5 games. Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I forgot you had them. Oh no, we didn't all have the Yankees. You're right. Sorry, I'm just so focused on. I'm just so selfish. And I couldn't see you if you were waving your hands, as I'm looking at my notes here on my computer. So, this is one of many series that I think are going to go all the way to 5 games. I think we're going to have a lot of winner takes all games in this postseason, which is so exciting. Game 7, best game in sports. But I've got the Yankees taking this series against the Rays in 5, and here's why. The Rays bullpen is phenomenal, but as I saw with the Mets and the Rays series, the Rays offense isn't very good. They piece together runs in rallies, but other than that, if they're facing a good pitching staff, they get easily shut down. The Yankees will have Garrett Cole in presumably 2 games of that series. that is not going to be easy for them to deal with. And I think that is going to cause some big trouble. I do think it's going to be a very, very close series between those two, but I do have the Yankees taking that series in 5.
Okay. Compared to everyone else, I don't have the Rays and the Yankees in the ALDS. I have the Rays in the ALDS. And who I'm going with in the ALDS in 4 games is the Cleveland Indians.
Wow.
I'm sticking with the Indians because I just believe in their pitching staff because they have some really, really good pitchers. They have a really, really good reliever. And I think they're really close to having the best infield in baseball. Jose Ramirez at third base, Lindor, switch hitter at shortstop, Cesar Hernandez, I think the best second baseman this season in the majors, and Carlos Santana at first base. I think it's really, really tough to get better than that in an infield perspective. Yes, there's others like that. There's others great infielders, but I just think this is the most connected team. The most connected infield that has the most experience because they know how to put postseason experience. We go back to 2016. They didn't win the World Series, but those 3 key pieces, Jose Ramirez, Francisco Lindor, and Carlos Santana, were together in that series. So they know what it takes to win an actual ALCS. So I'm going with the Indians because of the pitching staff, the great relieving they have, and also that infield they have that has that experience.
That's a very unique look at that.
Okay, so I'm sending the Rays to the ALCS over the Yankees. And I think it's just because of that pitching. There's not a team with a better bullpen, and I don't really think there's many teams, if there's any team with a better starting rotation than the Rays. And I said earlier, what makes this team so good is that they can get guys on base and bring them in, play some small ball. It works great for them, and I think that's going to carry them. So I'm going to take the Rays. I think it's going to go the full distance.
California rule.
No, let's not get him started.
California rule.
Rob Manfred said he wants to bring it back next year.
I said that so low. I'm shocked how you heard it.
I swear.
Oh, you were very loud.
I'm going to be very mad. I hate California rule. But
I saw a tweet about it.
I'm surprised how clear this thing sounds.
Yeah, dude, you were clearer there than you are. Like, it's super loud and clear when you have it right there. It's really funny.
Okay, gentlemen. My pick is the Rays.
Okay. Nick.
So mine, Rays, Yankees. Like Michael said, their offense isn't very good, and that concerns me when playing the New York Yankees because, as we know, they have one of the most dangerous offenses in all of baseball. So this is gonna be a tough series, though. I'm taking Yankees. Yankees are gonna go to the CS. They're getting healthier and healthier each and every day. You know, I think the reason they are the 5th seed is because of how injury prone they are. They had almost half their lineup was hurt, and that's the reason Lou Voit got a chance to play. So yeah, I'm taking Yankees to the CS behind that powerful lineup.
So that means that the CS stage is set. We have set up our CS. That brings us to the NLCS. In this series, I have the Marlins and the Dodgers. There's no question there who wins that series.
If you say, oh my gosh, bro. I was so upset, bro. Oh my gosh.
It's clear to me who wins this series. The Marlins. I'm kidding. No, that's too bad. I think I need to rename myself.
It would not shock me because it would be another Michael Moo.
I need to rename myself
anymore.
Wait, Ryan, can you repeat the phrase, please? Mets are like what?
Oh, yeah. I'll say it again. Mets fans are as delusional as Cowboys fans.
Thank you, Jesus.
That's 3. I'll tell you that. That's 3.
That's 3, yep. I want to change my name to the King of the Hot Takes because I am full of hot takes. They're a hot.
No, Michael buys Garaffa.
Some hot takes are right.
That's
yours.
Michael, here's where your hot takes belong. On the Twitter account, Cold Takes Exposed. That's where they all belong.
No,
Hey, if any of my predictions come true, you owe me all an apology. All of you. If the
You know what?
If the
I'm going to say
Marlins
this.
make
I have a new one.
NLCS,
Guys, I have a new one.
I would drop out of college.
Wow, that would
Guys,
go that
I have a new one.
I
Michael Garaffa is as delusional as Jerry Jones.
I don't know who that is.
That's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Michael is as delusional as Jerry Jones.
Watch
He said
Steve
it,
Cohen
man.
and the Dallas Cowboys become a partnership next season.
the New York Cowboys and the Dallas Mets.
All right,
Great.
so are we doing these predictions?
Yeah. Let's do these predictions. I've got the Dodgers
sorry,
in 5 over the Marlins. If the Marlins make it that far, I mean that's a no-brainer series. Dodgers are gonna kick the Marlins to the next county. That's
We're not
just-
going to even play each other, but it's fine.
We'll see. Hey.
It's not even going to happen. What are you talking about?
Okay. So, and my prediction, I have the Dodgers against the Cincinnati Reds. And let me check really, really quick here on my phone to see if I could see something really, really quick. And it's not here. So I'm going with the Dodgers in 5 games against the Reds.
Wow, 5.
Yeah. Reason why is that they don't play the Reds at all this past season. They didn't play them at all. So they might be like, okay, let's get used to the pitching. Let's get used to the actual lineup, how we could pitch to the players. So, but it's not big of a deal as it might sound, So will they be swept? Maybe. But I think worst case scenario is Dodgers in 5.
Okay.
So I'm going Dodgers in 5 here.
Marco, I have the same series, but I disagree with you. I'm taking Dodgers in 6.
I almost said
No,
I almost said Dodgers in 6. No, I almost said Dodgers in 6. But I just think, I just think that they had that little. If they had that little extra pep in their step in the Reds, I would say Dodgers in 6. But
I'll say this:
I thought he was going to say the Reds.
The Dodgers have hit the most home runs this season with 118 in 60 games. That's insane. But this Reds team is also very good. Great starting rotation, a solid bullpen. So I'm going to give them a couple games, but I do have the Dodgers moving on and going to the Fall Classic for the 3rd time in 4 years.
Thank you, Ryan.
So mine.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Nick.
Well, Nick
No, thank you to you, Michael. No, thank you to you.
Bro, I still have the Dodgers going to the World
It's the
Series.
Marlins.
I think, dude, I think they beat anyone they play.
I get like against the Marlins, it's an easy route.
You want me to? I'll roll down every team and how many games they'll play in that series. If they play the Reds in that series, they beat them in 6. If they play the Braves,
we're tired of your
time out.
Get back to Nick. Get the AL. Come on,
Nick. Sorry, I said that. Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's go.
So in my NLCS, I have the 1 and 2 seed, Dodgers Braves. This will be an amazing series. I can't wait for you guys to watch this series because it's just gonna happen.
So are the Marlins Dodgers.
No one even, everyone's rolling their eyes.
Well, yes, we know.
I'm not because I know they're going to be in the NLCS. So
Dodgers in 6. Atlanta's pitching is by far not ready for that Dodger lineup. It will actually be it. Yeah, I'm gonna go Dodgers sweep. You go. Congratulations, Marco. World Series.
Yeah.
Let's get to the AL now. Let's go, gentlemen.
Yes, AL. That brings us to for me, and I think I'm not. You know what? Last time I said it, I was wrong. I've got the Yankees and Twins here in this series. This is going to be a phenomenal series, regardless of who is in it. This series is going 7 games if the Yankees and Twins play, and the Yankees, I think, are winning it in 7 by an inch. I think they're going to outslug the Twins in that series. It's going to be amazing, but boy, oh boy, I can't wait for that series. Doesn't mean I think it's going to. It doesn't mean I want it to happen. It just means that I think it's going to happen.
Okay. So I had the second group of underdogs in my ALCS. So I have the Indians and the Athletics in the ALCS. That's who I have. I think it'll be really, really fun. But this is where the Matt Chapman thing happens, and it affects the Athletics for me. So I'm going with the Indians in 6 games. For Game 7, they need Matt Chapman to bring that extra pump. So I'm going to go with the Indians in 6 games. When my predictions actually happen, you all owe me an apology. I'm just saying.
You do. If
you know what?
You know what?
I'm not going to say if my predictions get right. I'm not going to. I'm not like that. I'm not a petty human being like Michael.
I'm just saying that of all the trash you are giving me.
Michael, I would appreciate if you didn't cut me off. Thank you.
Whoa, Mr. Cut
Okay,
off.
moving on.
Careful.
Rays, Twins. I'm taking the Rays to the Fall Classic. I think this Rays pitching staff is able to slow down this Twins offense. And I think their offense can do enough against that Twins pitching staff, who is not great, but is solid. I really like this Rays team. I've been very high on them, and I think that the Rays are going to make it to the Fall Classic. Okay, don't start shaking your head at me when you have the Marlins, okay? Enough.
Hey, no. Marlins to this.
Hey, coach, do yourself a favor and mute yourself.
Okay, so
we have too much fun.
We got Athletics Yankees. I can't wait for you guys to watch this series. It's gonna be great.
Hey, it's a possibility. I mean, Marco has the Athletics in the CS2, so it's definitely a possibility.
Sean McBride, Max Mike is petty. I love it.
Sean went to my high school with me. He is one of my high school friends.
You see,
wow, you were petty since high school?
Something that just fits perfectly with you. Facts don't care about your feelings.
So anyway,
yes, Nick, finally.
If Matt Chapman was playing, I think this series would just be so much different. But you just can't go against the Yankees in that lineup. I got Yankees Dodgers World Series. Book it.
Yes, Nick. Nick and I disagreed on so much, but we still have the same final result.
Let's go, baby.
No matter what. Marco and Ryan are way off the chart, but me and Nick, we collided somewhere in the middle. Nick and I, it took me about 4 hours to get there. It took Nick about 10
Nobody cares.
Ryan,
can we move on?
Ryan, give me a high five.
Come on.
No, yeah, the other way.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
No, I gotta go this way.
Put your hand a bit more down.
You put your hand
to your left.
Nick,
to your left.
You and I nail this
to your
first.
left.
Nick, you and I get this
to your
first.
left. Higher. 1, 2, 3.
Yes,
sir.
Nick really missed the boat.
That was
there.
really challenging for some reason.
I have been pointing to you guys this way since the season started. So I'm used to going 1, 2, 3, but yeah. This brings us right on in to the Fall Classic. Who's excited for the Fall Classic? I am. I know I am. Before we make our predictions, let's refresh everybody who we have in the World Series. I have the Yankees and the Dodgers. Marco?
Dodgers, Indians.
Dodgers, Rays.
Dodgers, Yankees.
That's music to my ears.
So the one constant is the
Hold on.
Dodgers.
I owe something because all of us have the Dodgers.
Yeah. So the Dodgers are the one constant that will be in every single one of our predictions. Every one. And we are so excited that with the Indians, Rays, and Yankees, this is no matter what going to be a phenomenal World Series. But between the Yankees and the Dodgers, with the Dodgers having home field advantage, the Dodgers win the 2020 World Series in 6 games over the Yankees. Their pitching staff is better than the Yankees. Their offense is better than the Yankees. Their everything is better than the Yankees. They beat the Yankees. They win the World Series. I have not, and I have said this to only a few people, I have not made such a confident prediction about any World Series in my life since the 2018 World Series with the Boston Red Sox, where I said going into it, but still, I said going into it, the Red Sox, this is their year. They are winning it all. I don't care how it happens. They're winning it all. They beat the Dodgers in 5 games. I am saying the exact same thing here. It is the Dodgers' year. They are winning the World Series. I don't care who they play. They are the best team in baseball. I told you that it was this that they had 70 points. You know what the second highest point total out of any team was 56. And I had the Dodgers. They blow away anybody that they play. I have no argument here that the Dodgers are the best team in baseball and they are your 2020 World Series champs. Marco, go ahead.
So the reason I wouldn't like a Dodgers Yankees World Series, no fans. It's gonna suck.
There will be fans.
Yeah, but like not really diehard fans.
That's true.
To go to Arlington, Texas. That's
Hey,
why
I would go.
Well, if I had the money, hell yeah, I would go.
Yeah, me too.
But the thing is that home field advantage doesn't exist in this postseason, man. The World Series is going to be playing in Arlington, Texas. And whoever is in the World Series, you can't win the trophy at your home stadium or in an actual stadium of your actual opponent that you could celebrate on. That sucks. And that's why I wouldn't like a series like that to happen this year. If it does, great. I'll still watch it, obviously. But if it were Yankees Dodgers, I would love it to be back when normalcy was happening. You know, but the fact is Dodgers are in the World Series for me. They're going against the Indians in my book. So I'm going to go.
Literally, in your book?
Yeah, literally. See, I'm old-fashioned. I
Literally
gotta have
a
a
book.
book. Yeah, I'm old-fashioned, bro. I'm old-fashioned.
I like it.
So I'm going to go with Dodgers in 5 games against the Indians.
Here we go, gentlemen.
What? You're not even up yet.
Whoa.
Oh, I thought it was done. I'm sorry, Marco.
No, I just basically said Dodgers in 5. They finally win the World Series. Hopefully, God, please give me that World Series.
Wait,
ring.
Michael,
Please.
Michael, were you just called out by your friend for saying that you were so confident on the Mets beating the Royals? Oh, wait, let me grab something for you.
Sean, you didn't realize, but Ryan's a Royals fan.
Here it is, baby! Champs of the 2015 World Series. And guess what? Could be confident because the Royals won. So, next up, my World Series prediction. I'm going to start off by saying this.
Let me just show this stat really, really quick. I don't think if I could show it. Look at that. Look at that run differential.
Oh, my Lord.
Plus 136 in 60 games.
Well, I was going to say that, I swear.
Look at that
That's
run
insane.
differential.
Oh, my God.
I had that.
I'm going to say
for you
this.
guys.
And Marco and everyone will understand my pick when you hear it. The third time is the charm. Dodgers win the World Series this year. This is their year. This team is so good. This team is the best team in baseball. Got the best lineup, a terrific bullpen, great starting rotation. There's no weakness to this team.
None.
There's no weakness.
No, Marco, there's none. I thought you were going to come up with something.
Pick against this team. This Dodgers team is the best in the league, and they are going to be the best in the league for a long time. I'm going to be honest. This could be the start of a dynasty, and I can see it because of how good this team is.
The Mets are coming up too.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Steve Cohen. Cry me a river. He's not going to do anything. Okay. Going back to it, this team is so good. They're going to start a dynasty here. Dodgers are winning the World Series, and it's first of many as they have Bellinger, Betts, Buehler, Kershaw. This team is that good. I can't stop naming stars.
There's too many of them. Will Smith.
All right. Yankees Dodgers. Wow, this will be a great series. First of all,
I can't wait. because it's gonna
I
happen.
just think that this wasn't the year for the Yankees. They played. I mean, the injury bug got them early, and they haven't really gotten to that rhythm like we thought they would. Like Gleyber for MVP, I don't even think he hit like 280. They're just getting players back now, and I don't think that they'll be able to sustain that long of a postseason. So with that being said, I think we all have the Dodgers win the World Series.
Hold on.
I have Dodgers in 6. Yeah, let's do it.
I have one thing to say. Sean, you are my favorite one of Michael's friends.
What about Brent? You're going to see a Dodger game with Brent.
Oh, I like Sean because he called you out.
All right, that's fair. That's a good point. Well, I think it's fun. When the timer hits 35 on 35 seconds, 120, 35 seconds, we got to do it in celebration of the Dodgers. Are we ready, boys? 3, 2, 1. Yes, there we go. We all agree on your World Series winners. World Series winners of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Congratulations, Marco. This year's your year. I'm sorry. There's no way around it.
So am I winning a shirt?
No. That's not it. We have to – we're going to go back over our season predictions at the end of the postseason and look at that. I actually believe that I had the Yankees Dodgers in the World Series then, but I'm really disappointed because the White Sox ruined my perfect AL Central prediction where I was the only one until they lost like their last 7 games. So that was great. The last week of the season, while we have a few moments, the last week of the season was exciting since the last time we were here. The Phillies lost 7 of 8, lost their postseason hopes. The White Sox
Giants choked. They need to win 1 out of 3.
The Giants
went full stroke artist mode.
And you know what's even more sad is I talked to you, Ryan, the other day, and I'm not going all, yeah, boy, there you go. That will be Mookie Betts in the World Series, and that will be the Dodgers. MLB The Show simulated by I'm not too sure who.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I like that. No, I like that. That's good content. Good content right there.
Gentlemen, it has been a pleasure, but I have to leave. It's been a pleasure being with you. I am so excited for playoff baseball. It's going to be terrific. I'll see you guys next week.
See you, broski.
See you guys later. Have a great day of baseball tomorrow. And until the Fall Classic,
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's just me and Marco now, right at the end. It's fine, though. So like I was saying, the sad thing for me was that the Mets, I said it last week, was that in order for the Mets to make the playoffs, the Phillies had to lose their last 3, the Giants had to lose their last 3, and the Brewers had to lose their last 3, and the Mets had to win their last 4. And you know what happened? Those 3 teams lost their last 3, but the Mets couldn't win, which was just such a disappointment. Really hurt me to see that the Mets could have made the playoffs, but they did not. Just unfortunate, and I'm really disappointed in the Mets for that. I felt like it is going to be anyone.
I don't know what's going on. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, I'm going to have to figure something. Okay, my AirPods died. Great. So, whatever. Either way, no matter what happens, the playoffs are going to be amazing. It starts tomorrow. We are a little over 12 hours away. Things are going to wrap up in such a phenomenal way. Marco, hopefully for your sake, those Dodgers do win it all. I'm pulling for them. I know there are so many people that are. Either way, no matter who wins, I'm going to enjoy it. I know so many other fans are going to be enjoying it as well. Thank you, everyone, for tuning on in to this special edition of the Running the Bases podcast. The next time you see us, we will be on Blaze Radio as well next Monday night at 7 o'clock, but we will be sticking with our normal live airtime at 9 a.m. on Sunday. So that'll be fun. Thank you again, Marco, Ryan, Nick, all of you guys that came on and were here today for this amazing show. We had to flip things around a lot at the last minute, but we made it work. Thank you for Brent, our consultant, and everyone else who has been able to be a part of this broadcast. It has been an exciting regular season of baseball. Tomorrow starts